What's up guys, it's Shona and today we are going to check out Alaia in Titiwangsa itself. Let's go! So before we head on to the project, right, something about Titiwangsa that everybody gotta understand, it's a lake garden located in the center of KL City, and this location itself is in between several main roads, which is like Jalan Genting Klang, Jalan Pahang, Jalan Tun Razak, Jalan Semarak, which easily connects you to almost the rest of the city. There's two main hospitals here, HKL as well as KPJ Tawakal. Then you have the intersection between three different lines, the MRT, the LRT as well as the monorail, which makes this location really something else. Duke Highway also cuts across in an elevated form, adding another dimension to the connectivity to this site. So in terms of connectivity and maturity of this location, needless to say already, sometimes it's very hard to believe that in the city center you have a residential zone. The land was carved and sold block by block. That's why you can see here there's a lot of crazy mansions around this lake. We are now at site and you can see it's still in its raw land status. What we're going to focus is the existing site condition. You will see a lot of bungalow lots around here. Then this is located right next to the Duke Highway. Opposite will be the sewage treatment plant. Most of them are concealed, so from now I don't smell anything. Away from that will be the skyline of KLCC already. So that will most likely be one of the main selling points for the unit. Compared to what we see just now, 5 minutes drive away, suddenly it feels so serene. But my concern is the access. Those lands are actually individually owned. Hence, I don't know what's going to happen, but you can see the big plot of the Brighton is coming up. So you can really see direction of development heading over to this plot of land. First of all, let's get our coordinates right. We are now here, the sales gallery, right? Jalan Genting Klang, Jalan Pahang, Duke Highway, right? Then Jalan Tun Razak, HKL here, KPJ Tawakal here, and next to the intersection. In this current state where everywhere is connected via MRT, right? We talk about intersections. So you look into the intersection between monorails, MRT and LRT, but it's a drive away from the actual site lah. So the developers will be trying something very different this round. We have seen their project in Anjali, where I think the interior is very well done. Facilities are very well done. They are trying to push up another level, which is by introducing this person called the community manager. Instead of just having your usual building manager that only meets each other during the AGMs, right, telling you all the problems and all the maintenance fees that you need to pay. Now they want to drive social community, the whole spirit of strata title, and they are introducing also programs to the entire architecture. In total, there's 436 units, 40 stories high, and this is the cross section. So what they are actually doing differently, as mentioned, is by segregating the space in accordance to demographic. So that's the design intent behind all this, where you have the kebun, where it's a little bit more vegetation based. Then I like this lah. Loading and unloading bay, I think it's very important, especially when you have commercial components in the front. So they have several units of shop lots that will be curated in terms of programs. You have the social hub, the co-working space, and this activity van thing, right? For weekend exploration of the city also acts as a LRT/MRT shuttle service. And of course, at this site, we will not miss the KLCC view, right? So they will put all their facilities on the highest floor, and this is the view that you will get. Check it out. Then a more clearer breakdown on what's on the rooftop, right? They have a different scale model altogether, and just imagine this on the rooftop with KLCC as your backdrop. Ooh, so you have this communal area, you have the sky lounge, the sky dining, and I've always enjoyed this developer's approach to design. Everything is kind of more mellow, a little bit more artsy. And this was demonstrated very clearly in our previous visit to their project. In this show unit itself, whatever materials and design themes is going to be exactly like what you're going to see at site. When you look into the timber flooring, this will be the co-working space in the future, which is underneath the units. Then the arch, then the amphitheater sittings, then the lounge area, the meeting rooms and things like that, right? This is to demonstrate the entire architectural treatments of space that you will get on site. Very, very cool. Ooh, yo, look at the timber. Then if you were to look into the floor layout, there's actually 14 units in one floor plate and served by 5 lifts. One is a service lift lah. When you come out from the lift, there will be the fire doors, and on one wing there will be 6, the other one would be 8. Now we are in type B, total 839 square feet, but they're actually divided clearly in terms of main parcel and aircon lab. From the entrance, we go in, you'll have a kitchen at the side, and you have a study area, dining and living. Then your balcony separating the unit into 2. You will have bedroom 1 this side, then you have the principal bedroom with the principal bath. Coming in, this will be the foyer, and you will have a shoe cabinet, and you look at the perforated panel. I really like the architectural treatments to this, but bear in mind this is a show unit, not the exact unit, so this is for reference. But whatever floorings you have, including the kitchen cabinets, is going to be almost exact. And I guess the main audience for this product will be we own stay intention, hence the units will be partially furnished because that gives enough space for customization for the owner. They'll fit out all the basic things such as the aircon, water heater, kitchen cabinet and things like that. But for more detailed, like what is provided and not, right, do find out more with the relevant salesperson because it might change from time to time. Tika, hood and hob with the solid surface. Very nice. Then you have your somewhat island top, so the floor tiles as well. And I really like this because this is how they demarcate out the space. And at the side will be the yard. Something to take note also, show units can be a little bit tricky when they are built on existing buildings, especially like office complex and things like that, because they need to deal with existing structures of the building. Hence, some spaces may not be as exact as per what is provided. So again, do check with the relevant salesperson when you come and visit. But I think they're transparent about it. Where they put in specification like actual yard space is 2.2 meters in terms of length. So I think it's going to be another extra feet or something like that. Cool. Moving forward from the kitchen, you will have your dining and your living. Something I must say lah, this do not feel like a unit, this feels like a hotel. So next to your dining space, you will have this common bathroom where it will be shared between the visitors and the user for this bedroom lah. This is almost as per what is provided besides the mirror and the vanity top. The rest is all the same, provided by Johnson Swiss. Basin as well, Johnson Swiss. So as we mentioned just now, on existing columns or structural elements in the existing building, then they build a show unit, right? So they need to emphasize that certain column-like structures are not exact because this is the actual column of the building itself. So they will need to somewhat figure out how to showcase the actual size of the unit. So whatever tiles that you see right here, the terrazzo pattern tiles, is going to be all provided along with your tissue holder, your bidet and shower screen, shower, and your little compartments for hand towels and shampoo. Wow, this is nice. This is bedroom 1. You can squeeze in a queen size bed and you still have around 2 feet for circulation space at the edge as well. It's just nice to put in your bedside tables, and we will check out the window. So it's not full height, it's only a panel of such lah. The team even put in effort in displaying the unit as true as possible, where this element of box up in order to accommodate the aircon, right? As this will happen in the actual unit, they build it here as well, just to really represent as close as possible. Coming out, this will be a living room again, and this will be the balconies. At this current site, right, and this level of height, the view is going to be nothing but amazing. In order to maximize that view, they used glass handrails with steel. I like it, and I like that it's built on a curb, so it's more easily managed in terms of construction. Another detail that I really like is this door and access to the aircon latch, so we don't need to put service people's life at risk anymore. Moving on to the principal bedroom, and I think this is very nice. So the window panel size is going to be slightly bigger in compared to bedroom 1, and the background of that will be the view that you're going to enjoy. You can actually fit in a queen size bed with bedside tables. You can have your wardrobe here, or this side of the room that we mentioned. This is an extra compartment of space. You can either turn it into an office space, because since working from home is now like going to be a thing, or you can actually just seal this up. This is not provided, by the way, so you can just seal this wall up, and this can be your walk-in wardrobe altogether. It's going to be so nice. And I also like the switch panels at the right height and the click. Woohoo! So this is the master bathroom, the floor, the full height wall tiles, ceiling, shower screen, WC by Johnson Swiss, and it looks amazing. Of course, the more controversial one would be this transparent panel, and I guess that somewhat dictates the purpose of this room now. So it's an option to make this into a third room as well, where you need to partition this wall up so the user will share the common bathroom outside, because it will be weird when the transparent thing is going on between users lah. You have rain shower as well, along with their compartments to put your stuff. I really like the color. The overall ceiling height is around 3.05 meters, and the selling price is around 700 per square feet on top of a leasehold land. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to brief through the other show unit, and we will go to Sean take 3 on 3. I think 3 things I like. Number 1 would be the attention to architectural details and materials by the developer. As we buy new properties, right, the only way to gauge the end product would be to visit existing projects, and we have visited Anjali before. You look into the treatments of the common areas is just next level, and I'm only confident that all those will be translated into this project again. This is also shown in their sales gallery as well as show unit, where you look into the box up in the room. Since it's going to be built at site, they also build it in the show unit. And for all the areas that is displayed in the sales gallery, from the floor finishes, the lights, the basin treatments, the toilet treatments, the signage, furniture choices, all those will be just like the project itself. This is just the effort, right, to really bridge the expectation of the customers to the maximum. That I really like. Number 2, the location of Titiwangsa itself. As we talk about, being in the city center always come with that busy, noisy, connected, a lot of population, high density, and this site, right, is really just next to all those components. You have all the action here. This site is just here, right next to it. So you really get to enjoy all of the connectivity and things like that by still having the neighborhood feeling. And this is also part of the design intent of the developer. They have carved out several commercial units to be kept and run by themselves. In order to provide a more self-sustaining mode of living, they are going to run cafe, co-working space, and etc. And very close to point number 2, point number 3 would be the effort in trying to build community. That's very difficult to do, and most of the time it doesn't make sense in terms of the financial balance sheet. Currently what they are doing in their previous project, they are actually conducting monthly activities by engaging this person called the community manager. As we are all familiar with building manager, right, who is responsible in like the guardhouse, maintenance of landscape lah, security lah, and most of the time they come to us only to present problems. But with community manager, and they are also trying to introduce this social venting, right, is to really encourage activities among residents. For example, if resident A calls resident B to go out and play badminton, but then resident C wants to come along, they can just take the van and go together. Again, does that bring any remuneration or profit to the entire scheme? Not really, but it just provides a better vibe. It's really tough to do, but I really admire that spirit in trying to execute it. Three things I don't like. Number one would be the comparison of price versus the neighboring competitors. So it's leasehold and yet it's selling at a higher price in comparison to the neighborings. But this is when you really gotta look into the specs, whether is it fully furnished or partly furnished, and the treatments to the common areas and things like that. Also to consider whether are you using for own stay, whether is it future 4 years down the road, or you really need it now. You really need to take all those into consideration before deciding whether a project is expensive or not. But I think it's good for comparison. Number two would be the site condition. So when you look into it, it's an old address. It means that the infrastructures are also old. Like the roads are catered for bungalow lots, which is like very low densities. Then suddenly you have these mushrooming high rises, right? You look into the street lamp, cablings and utilities and things like that, all are still on poles, which is like, I don't know. Then also it's located right next to the Duke Highway. Also within your eyesight is the STP. Yeah, you get the KLCC view, but you also get the STP view, but you also get the lake view. So it's a compromise on where you want to focus at. Then the third thing will be the convenience in terms of a residence. Yes, you have the commercial lots where the program will be curated by the developer. That's nice. Anything else, I will need to take the van out, or I need to walk out, or I need to drive. Yes, the surrounding is very, very matured, but this building is actually away from all those. So again, this depends whether you want full TOD where you have malls, offices, hotels, connectivity to MRT in one building, or you want this one to be separately built, but then you have kind of like a self-sustaining mode where you can still be connected occasionally using Grab, or you can just drive out. See which one you want. And I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for the team for showing me around, and it's very rare that even the director is super hands-on, walking me through all the design concepts, all the intentions behind the project that he built. For example, the aircon latch that no one pays attention, right? He will spend like 5 minutes explaining to me like the design intent. Why do we need to recess downwards 600 mm just to accommodate so the window can be above 600, so it can be a very nice space just for aircon compressors. This is a level of passion that these people have towards development, which I really admire. And based on whatever we've seen in their previous project, Anjali, right, it's really mind-blowing. And again, their design approach and persistence towards materials. With all those qualities, only unique spaces can be created in the project itself. So this is me showing them love, because all these qualities just doesn't make sense in terms of financial, but it gives huge benefits to residents or buyers who buys their product. And with that, if you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan.